welcome to Healthy Body by Sophie, where we move our body in fun ways. Today I have a few tools, actually they're the same ones, different lengths and made with different parts. So one is actually we're recycling, basically repurposing I should say, a ski pole, Wayne cut an old ski pole from back when he used to cross country with the professional teams back when he was in college, and so he cut it to the height he wanted and he made it a very useful tool. It's super light too, of course, because it was a ski pole once upon a time. This is specifically made for helping your body, helping yourself work on different parts of your body. Here we're focusing on your shoulder, all of that area here with a few different structures I'm going to talk to in just a moment. So as you can see, we have actually 4 prototypes here. There's 3 of them have pipes that we bought. I guess a water pipe to use when you do plumbing. We got those at Rona. They're about 7/8 of an inch in diameter. At the end of each is threaded, so then all we had to make sure is that the hole, the bit that we used to make the hole in the golf ball and in the lacrosse ball, which we'll show you in a moment how we did that, that it was the right diameter, the same diameter as what your rod is, right? Essentially, right? You really can get whatever you want. I would not need necessarily something this high for me, but that's okay because I'm gonna go this way. So here, this is a rubber surface, so I could hold it this way and do what it is I wanted to do. For someone who's taller, then they don't have to lean it in an angle as much as I am here for me. You also could have it against the wall, the door, the baseboard. If you don't have a rubbery surface here, because here it's gonna slide, right? Then you just put it in a corner of a room or just here against the wall, and you have it at whatever height, depending an angle, depending of the height that you are, of course. You could use a drill press machine, which we happen to have one. But Wayne also, before he borrowed that drill that we have here currently, he was using just a proper drill with enough power. You know, you anchor basically your ball with clamps onto some kind of a workbench, and you make your holes. It just requires a little bit more finesse and focus if you're going to not use a drill press. So now we're going to give you a little bit more information about the anatomy of the body and really what we're going to be doing with this and why as well. I'm going to show you now through little clips of videos how to get to all these different spots. You see that I have all over my right shoulder in order to demonstrate to you what the spots are, including Subscapularis right here, as you can see. Alright, so here I'm going to show you how to get to subclavius. You can see it's already red in the area. I've already warmed it up. And as you're going to repeat that a few times, a couple, 2-3 times. And so find your clavicle again here and then put your, so I'm using my thumb here and then right underneath your clavicle in there. You're into your subclavius. Let's one other way. You put your ball right here. You can feel you on this clavicle here, and then you're gonna drop down. So it's gonna stretch a bit the fascia. You go under, and then you're going to push with your hand, just not really hard, just enough to stabilize there, and in just pushing down this way with your hand, then you stretch your neck side to side. Just start with that first, just kind of lateral flexion as I am in my my stance here of a bit of a lunge. Then if you want to add your arm, so you extend your wrist as you go to one direction with your head, go with the opposite way with your arm. Make sure you reposition yourself under that clavicle and get a little bit of a different area into that fascia, and go back and forth here and in and out and breathe. So as you are doing this, basically your brachial plexus run between your subclavius and your pectoralis muscle. So it's trying to free up in there because it's very vascular and there's lots of nerves, all those nerves that goes into your arm, while they go through that brachial plexus nerve. And because it sits deep in there between your subclavius muscle, which I just worked couple of times already, and your pec muscle. The pec muscles, there's pec minor and pec major, right? They can get really tight, especially if you tend to have a bad posture and you round it forward like this. We have a protraction of your shoulders, elbows pointing out. Most likely you are really tight in there. Also your serratus muscles, serratus anterior, they go this way in. They can be quite tight, and if your shoulders tend to be this way and elevated here, that's going to be really tight. Same your subscapularis muscle, that's deep inside your arm, in your underarm. It's really deep in the middle of the body. So it will be tight if you tend to be in this position always, or even here. It will really tighten a lot, and so I suggest that when you're sleeping, you know, in your day-to-day activity as well, not just when you're sleeping, try and have those elbows down here. So here I'm rotating and creating an downward motion of my scapula, you know, that shoulder blade muscle here we have on either side, by going this way and stretching down, you know, down to the earth with your hands. That allows all of this in here to, now the chest, the lungs can open, can expand as you're breathing in through your nose and exhale. If you're here, it's more difficult to do that. You won't be able to get the full inhale and exhale. So this is really, really helpful. I suggest you do this on both sides. So once you've done, but for the focus of this video, I'm just gonna focus on the one side here so you can see better here. So now that we did this muscle here, now we can go more into more of the pec. Now you can get in between the ribs here, stretching that. Don't push too hard. You could get a feeling of nauseousness or not feeling great if it's really tight, or you're not used to doing this work, so don't push too hard, and then just enough to pin the skin. And if your fascia is tight, it's gonna stretch your fascia too. So then add a bit of movement through your arm, stretching up, stretching horizontally and back, and you can add the wrist with it, extending and flexing, especially if you've been having some pain in your elbow with a possible tendonitis or tennis elbow, then this is really good to stretch both ends of your radial nerve. And as you're pinning through the chest muscles here, you will get even better result this way as you're stretching through the shoulder and the rest as well, and the neck. And forget not to breathe in and out. Alright, so we got a bit of a stretching through here. Now let's get into our underarm. We're going to put the ball under the arm. So because this is a rubbery hard surface, it's easy to clean it. Either soap and water or hand sanitizer or some cleaning product, and or you could put a towel over top. So here I am I'm pushing right into back here and deeper in there, and I'm gonna move my arm. So if that's too much to be on the skin, just like I said, have a towel or like a hand towel or face towel just to wrap it around, and then go back and forth. You can add the rest with it or just move through the, I'm gonna turn this way here, or move just through the shoulder, going back and forth, forward and back, then open as you're pushing, then pushing into here. Then you're gonna get more into your serratus anterior muscle here, like where those ribs are, and you stretch all through there and try and lift up. I just like to add the wrist with it, just to keep my wrist active and stretching the fascia that goes all the way through the forearm into the wrist. Then you're gonna get more into back here, where you're gonna get more into those terry muscles and even into your lats, possibly. So I'm gonna turn this way. So it works well with this one, yeah, right in there. And up with your arm and down. Up and down. Push right in there. And down. Oh yeah, right in there. Move your head back and forth. Extend your wrist and down. Now if you bring in your head forward and back, but you don't jar it out, don't jar your head back. It's always shoulders depressed down, shoulder blades down. So here you're now tightening the shoulder blades up, and specifically what I mean the trapezius up here. You don't want to go up here, you want to keep your shoulders down, okay? Away from your ears. And you can bring, while you're pushing into this muscle here, you can go back, you can even have your elbows bent, and this way, here. And this is gonna help my shoulder. And this is really good. And then you can even use it to anchor, to hold, to have a support, and then stretch through the side. And then switch to the other side and stretch through the other side. You'll have one side that you can go further. One leg in front of the other and stretch through that. This side is always the tightest for me. Pull pull that belly in, make sure you protect your back. And step out. If your back is gonna wanna give out, make sure you are in front of it this way and you don't have it too much to the side. So here, you would go here, pulling that belly in. So I'm going across there and stretching there, all through there. Another way that's great to stretch, to decompress the spine and the shoulder joint at the glenohumeral joint is to hang on a bar. Sometimes people don't have a bar, even though we always recommend for people to get one. There's so many options. We'll have to make a video showing you what's available out there. Is it just put the fingertips at the top of the door frame of the door, because they can reach there. I cannot, but they can. My father-in-law, that's what he does. But we suggested for him to get a chin-up bar and hang this way, or finding where somewhere there's in the garage possibly something high enough where you could hang from, and then just traction down this way. That's really good for the shoulder. And then you do some decompression like this while you're holding on, go like this, while you're holding on to the bar. Then you can go sideways and stretch through the side, holding on to the bar. And same with the other side, so you hold the bar up here, other leg behind, and you're gonna stretch through here. Pull that belly in and let, so you're gonna go like this, and you go toward the side that you have your arm at. Same with the other side, put the leg, the same arm you have on the bar, put it behind, and then you lean toward that side to stretch through here, hip square, and stomach pushed in, belly pushed in to help support and protect your back. And then you're gonna let your body go that way. If you feel that it is helping, then try a little bit of things like that, even if it's only for a few seconds at a time, and then repeat those things as much as you can. So whether it's using that tool we talked about today, or using a bar to hang and decompress that shoulder joint, that's very important to do in this position, this position. Some people do over grip. We should be able to do all of them. All right, well, I think we've covered a lot, plenty. If you have any more questions, besides what I may have answered for you in this video, make sure to let me know down below, comment, and give us thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel. All right, thank you so much for joining me today on another episode of Healthy Body by Sophie. Until next time, you have a fabulous day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Namaste. Bonsoir à tous. Bonjour, bon après-midi, bonne soirée. À la prochaine. Salut.